What if I told you that if every politician refused to compromise, the United States probably wouldn't exist? Think about that. Today, compromise has become almost a four-letter word. If an elected official works for the other party, they're called weak. They're called a sellout. They're accused of betraying their voters. But here's the question. Do we elect people to win political arguments or to solve problems? Because if the answer is solving problems, then compromise isn't surrender, it's leadership. Too often in American politics today, we hear one phrase repeated over and over: never compromise. For some people, compromise has become a dirty word, as if working with someone who disagrees with you automatically means you've abandoned your principles. And I don't believe that. There's an important difference that we've forgotten. Surrender means giving up your convictions. Compromise means finding a path forward without abandoning them. Those are two very different things. Now, every elected official represents people who don't all think alike. Republicans represent Democrats, Democrats represent Republicans, and independents represent people from both sides. And if your only goal is to satisfy the loudest voices in your own political party, you're not governing everyone. You're governing a fraction. The founders understood something we've started to forget. The Constitution itself is built on compromise. Large states wanted one system of representation, small states wanted another. But the result was the Great Compromise, creating both the House of Representatives and the Senate. Without that compromise, there may never have been a United States. Compromise didn't weaken America, it helped create America. But let me be clear, not every compromise is a good compromise. Some deals ask way too much. Some cross moral lines that should never be crossed. You don't compromise on the dignity of human beings, for example. You don't compromise on equal justice under the law for everyone. You don't compromise on honesty, integrity, or the Constitution. But most legislation isn't about choosing between absolute right and absolute wrong. It's about balancing competing priorities, limited resources, and different perspectives. That's the real work of governing. Let's say you're trying to improve education, for example. Maybe your ideal bill includes increased funding, expanded public school choice, stronger accountability, better teacher recruitment, and more mental health services. But the votes just aren't there. So now you have a decision. Do you refuse every compromise and walk away with a perfect bill that never becomes law? Or do you negotiate, pass meaningful reforms that help students today and continue fighting tomorrow for the rest? Which choice actually serves the public? Politics shouldn't be about winning every debate. It should be about improving real people's lives. But unfortunately, today's political environment rewards outrage more than outcomes. Too many elected officials worry more about being attacked in a primary election or criticized on social media than whether they actually solved a problem. And that's backwards. Leadership isn't about making everyone in your political base happy every single day. Leadership is making difficult decisions that leave your community better than you found it. Think about your own life. When you buy a home, negotiate a salary, compromise isn't weakness. It's how adults solve problems. Why should governing be any different? The truth is that democracy depends on compromise, not because our principles are weak, but because our nation is diverse. People have different experiences, different priorities, different beliefs. No one gets everything they want in a democracy. And that's exactly how representative government is supposed to work. The best public servants understand the difference between compromising on policy details and surrendering their core values. They know when to stand firm, when to negotiate, and when to build coalitions that move the country forward. That isn't surrender, that's leadership. So the next time someone tells you compromise is weakness, ask them this: would you rather have perfect speeches or imperfect progress? This is Rice and Reason, the thoughts of a former elected official, law school graduate, and current husband, father, and advocate, sharing practical insights on politics, culture, education, faith, and leadership. Subscribe to the channel, like and share the content, and remember to think, it ain't illegal yet.